Hello, I'm Christian Linneman, Fire Captain Paramedic, CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire, and this is Report on Conditions.
This week, we look into an incident where a vehicle drove into Harveston Lake in the City of Temecula, and Fire Captain Brian Wagner breaks down his role as the Air Tactical Group Supervisor.
Stand by for reporting conditions.
Hi, and thanks for joining CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. I'm Rob Rosine. Last week from September 19th through September 25th, our firefighters responded to 3,623 calls for service. This included 3,061 medical emergencies and 366 fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 29 were vegetation fires and 16 were structure fires. Let's dive into a few highlighted incidents from the past week. On Wednesday, September 21st, firefighters responded to a vehicle that had submerged into Harveston Lake in the City of Temecula. The first arriving company officer reported one fully submerged vehicle with bystanders attempting to rescue the patient. Fortunately, firefighters were able to extricate the patient and initiate advanced life support. An air ambulance was requested but was later canceled. The patient was transported via ground ambulance to a local hospital. The incident has been turned over to Riverside Sheriff's Office for further investigation. On Friday, September 23rd, firefighters received reports of a medical emergency at the 2200 block of Via Cerro in the area of Rubidoux. Upon arrival, firefighters found one patient down on the ground and were told by employees that a chemical spill had occurred in the area. With the downed patient in hand, firefighters retreated the area and requested a hazardous materials response.
Hazardous materials teams right now are making entry into the building to identify and contain the source.
During the assessment of the first patient, 6 other employees began reporting dizziness and difficulty breathing.
We have transported 9 patients. 2 of them are firefighters and 7 of them are civilians. Thus far, all of the civilians are accounted for and have evacuated the building.
A multi-patient incident, or MPI, was declared and additional resources were ordered. The Riverside County Fire Department hazmat team collected a sample of the chemical and identified it as potassium permanganate. The scene was eventually turned over to Riverside County Department of Health for cleanup, and 7 patients in total were transported to a local hospital. 2 firefighters were also transported for precautionary reasons, but were later released. On Sunday, September 25th, firefighters were dispatched to a reported traffic collision on westbound I-10 at Sunset Avenue in the city of Banning. The first arriving company officer reported a single vehicle off the freeway into a tree, requiring extensive extrication for one trapped patient. After about 20 minutes, firefighters were able to free the patient, who was transported to a local area hospital with major injuries.
Currently, we're working hand in hand with Workforce Development and the Moreno Valley College to create a second cohort at the college to allow a pathway for our Firefighter 1s and our LT Firefighter 2s to become paramedic certified. During that process, we are also working with Workforce Development and getting those tuitions paid for, so it's no cost to the employee.
And these funds basically act as a scholarship program for interested individuals coming to the School of Public Safety at the EMT level, the paramedic level, the Fire Academy level, and some of our law enforcement level courses as well. This scholarship actually will pay in full if eligible candidates meet the requirements. Their tuition, their books, all of the uniforms and materials that are required for the course and the completion of the course.
We want to reach out to our Explorer programs, our VRFF program, our Firefighter 1s, LT Firefighter 2s, anything we can do to mentor, guide, and lead you in the direction to make you successful in our paramedic program, that's what we want to strive to do. We definitely have a shortage of paramedics, and we need to try to get everybody we can to start mentoring from within.
The prerequisites that we're expecting our students to have are your basic 1,000 hours of EMT experience, or 6 months of full-time EMT experience. The other requirement is the American Heart Association healthcare provider level CPR card, which is not too difficult to obtain through the department. In addition, we require a course that's called Bio 45. It's a basic anatomy and physiology course. It is without a lab. That course is offered by Moreno Valley College in an online format. In addition to that, they need to look for the paramedic application process that's going to start September 1st and run through November 30th. This will be for paramedic class 26. It starts in February.
Last year we ran approximately 164,000 EMS responses, and we're on target to do over 200,000 this year. We are one of the largest ALS providers in Southern California. We have all aspects of what we provide for our county, from our desert to our mountains to our metropolitan areas. There's definitely a diverse group of individuals with all kinds of tool sets that allow them to do their job, and we're here to support these employees as best we can.
Appreciate all of our firefighters and the hard work and effort that they put in. I think this is a great opportunity for our individuals that are working in the seasonal capacity, if they want to make that move to become a paramedic, to look at this opportunity. This is an opportunity I don't think has been ever around that I've known of, and this is a great opportunity for somebody to benefit from it and have a lifelong career from the funding that would be available through workforce development. I mean, it's a pretty awesome deal, and it's going to be nice to see how many young men and women come in to do the paramedic program. There are replacements. We got to invest in our future, and that's where it's at.
Fire safety is a big topic. Big, huge, giant, and it's so important. We're talking life-saving important. So let's take a minute out of our day to plan your home fire escape and learn exactly how we can help our families stay safe in a fire. We'll cover the most essential things you need to know in planning your escape. Let's set the timer and go. First thing you want to do is draw a really simple map of your home. Be sure to include all doors and windows. Now visit each room. Can you find 2 ways out of each one? Have your parents check all the windows and doors to make sure they're ready and safe to access. Now that you have your escape route, it's time to test your smoke alarms. Have an adult push the test button on each alarm in your home to make sure it has good batteries. The next step to planning your escape is to make sure that you have a safe meeting place outside. This meeting place should be a place that never moves. Think mailbox or tree, not car or bike. Now that we have a plan, make sure to go over it with everyone in your home. Post the instructions somewhere like your fridge or bulletin board for a regular reminder, along with the emergency phone number for your fire department. And practice the home fire drill twice a year. That's it. Now you have a fire escape plan. And we even have 5 seconds to spare. Let's use that time to give a little love to Sparky the fire dog.
I'm Brian Wagner, Fire Captain, Air Tactical Group Supervisor, and this is Did You Know? So this is Air Tac 310, it's an OV-10 Bronco, and this is our Air Tactical platform. When we're flying in this, my role is the ATGS, Air Tactical Group Supervisor. There's a few jobs with that, but the main job is to set and manage the FTA, which is the fire traffic area. Basically, you take a 12-mile ring and then 2,500 feet above ground level. Inside of that cone is where all the aircraft are going to be operating, and my job is to manage all that aircraft. The AirTac platform here is flying 2,500 feet above ground level. 1,000 feet below them is the fixed-wing air tankers, and then 1,000 feet below them are the helicopters. When we're flying on a fire, like I said, we're 2,500 feet above the ground over the incident. We're doing a right-hand orbit over the fire. We're doing a clockwise orbit, and then the tankers do a counterclockwise orbit, and that being so that we could see each other throughout the orbits. If we were all going on the same path, we might run into a scenario where the tankers are doing the exact same orbit over the fire that we are, and we wouldn't be able to see them and clear them. Our job is to communicate with the ground, be it the IC or the operations of the fire. We get their priorities. Also, we have incoming aircraft assigned to the incident, so we're going to check them into the FTA. Once they're checked in the FTA, we're directly responsible for them, knowing where they're at, what they're doing at all times. So we get our priorities from the ground, and then we transfer those priorities to the fixed-wing tankers and the helicopter, and we communicate where we need that retardant and helicopter drops to go. The reason why we use this aircraft specifically for CAL FIRE is just the visibility out of it. So the pilot sits up front, the ATGS sits in the back. Our field of view out of it, you can see the way the cockpit is configured. It's like a glass bowl, so we can see really well out of it. Also, we have 6 radios in the aircraft that can monitor 2 frequencies each. So at any time, we're listening to up to 12 frequencies in our headsets.
Cable traffic, 797, departing runway 35 left to drop.
35 Sierra from 73 Golf on air to ground.
The job requires a lot of multitasking and communication skills.
This past September 17th, 2022, firefighters around the United States and Canada honored 469 fallen firefighters at the International Association of Firefighters Memorial in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The names include firefighters who died in the line of duty or a work-related death. CAL FIRE recognized 13 firefighters throughout the state. Of those, 4 were from the Riverside Unit: Steve Casados, Hans Bolowich, Mark Rodell, and Jason Bullard.
On behalf of all the firefighters and support personnel who were assigned to the Fairview Fire, we'd like to send a big thank you to the students from Crown Hill Elementary and the Temecula Valley Unified School District. We received all your wonderfully handmade cards and loved every single one of them. Thank you for taking time out of your school day to show your appreciation.
That's going to do it for this week's Report on Conditions. To stay up to date on current incidents as they happen in Riverside County, be sure to follow at Cal Fire RRU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Did you happen to capture any pictures or video of our firefighters in action? If so, please send them our way at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Cal Fire Riverside County Fire Department, Public Affairs, and Community Education Bureau, I'm Rob Rosine. Thanks for watching.